Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 25th of May 2021. You can see two best images of the day, but today we will discuss very important most important current affairs, so watch this video till last. And I'm requesting you all the students that you have to like this video, you have to share this video as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel if you're new on this platform. Guys, you can download our application name is Careers Cloud, and you can download from the description box. Link is given, downloading link is given in the description box. And guys, after that you can log in with your email ID, and after login you have to click on this crack current affairs section, and you can subscribe for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Both the subscription prices are very much low. If you see the price, you will definitely surprise. And guys, 90 to 95% current affairs which are coming in your exams are covered by Affairs Cloud. This is the genuinity of Affairs Cloud, and this is the hard work of Affairs Cloud team. But first of all, what we are providing under this subscription, we are providing daily current affair. In the daily current affair sections, you will receive three type of the sections. One is related to detailed current affair of particular day. Second is question and answer format of current affair of particular day, and third is the quiz section which you can attempt on our application on daily basis. Next is the weekly section. In the weekly section, you will also receive three type of the sections. One is related to detailed current affair on the weekly basis. Next is question and answer format of the current affairs, that is also provided on the weekly basis. And third is the quiz section which you can attempt on our application on weekly basis. Next is monthly section, and it is the most important section because we are providing so many PDFs to enhance your performance. Like first is the study PDF. It means all the theoretical and detailed current affair will be provided under this PDF, and it is provided on the monthly basis. Next is question and answer format of the current affairs. It means the theoretical and the detailed current affair will be converted in the form of question and answer so that you can revise again and again. Next is the best 100 current affairs. It means the top 100 current affairs will be provided to you. That is also provided in the question and answer format, so that before exam you can revise these current affairs. Next is the pocket PDF. As the name suggests, one liner, two liner, and the three liner current affairs will be provided to you so that you can revise again and again in the quick format before your exam. So guys, this is daily, weekly, and the monthly section, but we are also providing some smart PDFs to enhance your performance in your exams, like topic wise PDF, or you can say the smart PDFs. We are covering 20 most important topics which are covered by every exam, and guys, these 20 topics definitely enhance your performance, because before your exam for particular topic, if that is weak, then you can revise from this PDF. Next is banking awareness section, especially for the banking aspirants. Like we are providing three type of things. One is related to detailed current affair of banking and economy, question and answer format of banking and economy section, and also we are providing quiz section so that banking aspirants can assess this quiz on our application. Next is exam PDF. If you just want to revise all the past current affairs of 2021 from single PDF, then you have to just pick this exam PDF and you can revise all the past current affair of 2021. Next is special current affair. It means budget and economic survey will be covered under this section, and we are providing detailed and factual data related to budget and economic survey, and also we are providing expected question and answer PDF that examiner can ask in the exam. Next, we are also covering the state current affairs to enhance your state performance and the state exam. So we are covering every union territory and the state. So guys, there is no different subscription for every section. This is just a single subscription. You have to just download our application Careers Cloud from the description box link, and you have to log in with your email ID, and you have to click on this crack current affair section. After that, you can subscribe for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Prices are very much low for both the subscriptions. If you see the price, you will definitely surprise. And on that minimal price, we are providing 10% extra discount. If you use this code ASH10, then you will get definitely 10% extra discount. If you have any query, then you can reach us on this email ID, support@affairscloud.com, or you can call on this number, or you can leave your comment under any video. I will definitely entertain those comments. Now we are moving to the today section, that is 25th of May 2021, but I am requesting you all the students that you have to like this video. We want 700 plus likes. You have to subscribe this channel, and you have to share this video as maximum as possible. And guys, you can join our Telegram group joining link is given in the description box. So let's begin today's session with the most important question section, and here is our first question. Who is appointed as the Chief Executive Officer of Reserve Bank Innovation Hub? So the most important thing under this question is this Reserve Bank Innovation Hub. And answer of this question is, guys, Rajesh Bansal. So remember, answer is C, Rajesh Bansal. Don't confuse it with S, Chris Gopalakrishnan, because he was also appointed as the chairperson of this organization or chairperson of this innovation hub. So guys, remember, chairperson of this Reserve Bank Innovation Hub is S. Chris Gopalakrishnan, and who is the CEO who was recently appointed, that was Rajesh Bansal. So both questions are very, very important. And guys, remember, this Reserve Bank Innovation Hub would develop internal infrastructure to promote financial technological research and facilitate engagement with the innovators and startups. And the hub works on the developing core capabilities in the field like information security, analytics, or economic or the electronic payment system. So guys, you can see here the picture of Rajesh Bansal. He was appointed as the CEO of RB Innovation Hub, and chairman is S. Chris Gopalakrishnan. And we covered all these things, and you have to remember what is the function of this Reserve Bank Innovation Hub. Its main aim, you can say, to provide leveraging technology to drive innovation across the financial sector. And it also builds partnership across the regulators and the government ministries for system-wide innovation. So it is just a innovation in the financial sector. So remember this. Now we can move to the next question. Who was elected as the president of International Hockey Federation for a second term? It means the person was reappointed. So this person was firstly elected in 2016, and he was one of the first non-European president of this organization, that is International Hockey Federation. And guys, now in 2021 again he was elected, and he was elected till the time period of 2024, and this person is Narendra Batra. So this question is most important, you have to remember, because he was reappointed. Firstly he was elected in 2016, now he was again elected in 2021 till the time period of 2024. Otherwise, the time period of any president of the International Hockey Federation was 4 years. But the election was due in 2020, and it was not, you can say, done in due to the COVID-19. So that's why the time period was reduced to 1 year due to the pandemic. So the time period is now 3 years, 2021 to 2024. And guys, remember, International Hockey Federation headquarters is in Lausanne. Remember, Lausanne, 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 Switzerland. It is in Switzerland. And this International Hockey Federation established in 1924. And remember headquarters, remember the president. These things are very, very important under this question. But you can also remember the other appointments here. I have to rub this, and you can also remember these appointments. Like first is the Sushil Chandra. Very important appointment because he was recently appointed as Chief Election Commissioner. So remember, Chief Election Commissioner of India. Next is R.K. Chibber. He was recently appointed as MD and chairman, or you can say chairman and managing director of Jammu and Kashmir Bank. So remember, J&K Bank, MD and CEO, MD and chairman is R.K. Chibber. Next is Vaishali Hivas. She was recently appointed as the first woman commanding officer in Border Road Organization. Remember, we covered this question in the most important section. First woman commanding officer in the Border Road Organization. So I am repeating all the appointments here. Sushil Chandra appointed as the Chief Election Commissioner of India. R.K. Chibber appointed as the Chairman and Managing Director of Jammu and Kashmir Bank. Vaishali Hivas appointed as the first woman commanding officer in the Border Road Organization or the Border Roads Organization. Narendra Batra appointed as the President of International Hockey Federation. So guys, under one question, you received the 4 appointments. So this is most important thing you are learning. In the last question, you can also remember the other appointments like S. Chris Gopalakrishnan. He was appointed as the Chairman of Reserve Bank Innovation Hub. Next is Mallika Srinivasan. We covered this question so many times. Like Mallika Srinivasan was appointed as the Chairperson of Public Enterprise Selection Board. Chairperson of this body. We already covered this question yesterday. So next is Sharad Goklani. Sharad Goklani appointed as the President and Chief Technical Officer of AU Small Finance Bank. It is for the banking students. So remember, Sharad Goklani, President and CTO of the Chief Technical Officer of the AU Small Finance Bank. So guys, these are again numbers. So in 2 questions, you covered 8 appointments. So this is the most important thing I think you are covering. So Narendra Batra, you can see here the picture of Narendra Batra, re-elected as the President of International Hockey Federation for the 2nd term. Now we can move to the next section. It is our very important question section, guys. You have to provide us 700 plus likes. You have to subscribe this channel. You have to share this video as maximum as possible, and you can join our Telegram group. We provided a joining link of Telegram in the description box, so you can join from that link. Now we are starting with the very important question, and here is the first question. Which biodiversity management committee has won the best biodiversity management committee award in the India's biodiversity award of 2021? So the most important thing here is the India's biodiversity award of 2021. And friends, best biodiversity management committee who won this award is Shergaon biodiversity. And this biodiversity is situated in which area? It is situated in Kameng district of Arunachal Pradesh. So you have to just remember it is situated in Arunachal Pradesh, and exact district is the you can say the West Kameng or the Kameng. So this is the district. And guys, remember this award program marked the occasion of the International Day for the Biological Diversity. We covered this day in the yesterday's video, like International Day for the Biological Diversity celebrated in 2021. And it is celebrated every year on the 22nd of May. So guys, remember Shergaon Biodiversity, and it is situated in Arunachal Pradesh. And you can see here International Day for Biological Diversity 2021, and guys, remember it is celebrated on 22nd of May. Congratulate Shergaon Biodiversity Management Committee to winning the Best Biodiversity Management Committee Award. And in the 5th edition of India's Biodiversity Award, it is awarded by the National Biodiversity Authority under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It means I am talking about Prakash Javadekar ji, but this award is given by the Union Minister of State for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, who is currently Babul Supriyo. So guys, remember Babul Supriyo. He is currently the Minister of State for this department and comes under the Government of India. So guys, remember Shergaon BMC. And you can also see here the award program marked the celebration of the International Day for Biological Diversity. And the winner of this award carries a memento, a certificate and a cash prize of 2 lakhs each for individuals and 5 lakh each for the institution, because it is given under the 2 categories. One is the individual, second is the institution. But we are talking about their institution. So one, you have to remember the other award, because there are so many awards like conservation of the domesticated species, and it is also provided in the 2 categories, individual and the institute. Sustainable use of the biological resources, again individual and institution. Conservation of wild species, like individual and the institute. So there are so many awards, but you have to remember one more: sustainable use of biological resources. And this award given to which institution? This award is given to Khanoma Nature Conservation, which is situated in the Nagaland, and it is in the Tragopan Sanctuary, which is situated in Nagaland. So you have to just remember the name, or you can just read the name so that you can pick the option rightly. So Khanoma in Nagaland was the first green village of India. It is situated near the Indo-Myanmar border in Nagaland, and it was established in 1998. And this Tragopan Sanctuary won this sustainable use of biological resources according to the institution category. But there are another awards, but you don't have to remember this award. Just remember the Best Biological Management Committee Award given to which organization. So this is important. And guys, you can also remember National Biodiversity Authority. National Biodiversity Authority is situated in which state? It is situated in Tamil Nadu. Its headquarters is in Chennai. Exact place in Chennai. And this authority was established in 2003 by the Government of India, Act of India's Biological Diversity Act of 2002. Now we can move to the next question. Who developed Dipcovan or Dipcovan, an indigenous COVID-19 antibody detection based kit? So the most important keyword under this question is this Dipcovan. It is an indigenous COVID-19 antibody detection based kit, and this is developed by one of the institution of DRDO. So answer can be DRDO, and exact institute name is Defense Institute for Physiology and Allied Sciences, or you can say DIPAS. That's why the first name is DIP. So you can see here DRDO unit develops antibody detection based kit which is known as Dipcovan. And you can see here what is the abbreviation of Dipcovan. It stands for DIPAS. DIPAS stands for Defense Institute of Physiology and Allied Sciences. VDX COVID-19 IgG antibody microvel ELISA. But you have to remember just the pronunciation, and you can just remember the abbreviation, like DIP stands for the name of the institution, COV stands for the COVID-19, AN stands for the antibody. So you have to remember this. The Defense Institute of Physiology and Allied Sciences has developed Dipcovan. It is set to be used for the serosurveillance. So serosurveillance is conducted to ascertain the spread of COVID-19 in an area, and also gauging a person's previous exposure to the virus. And the kit has been developed in association with the Vanguard Diagnostics, a New Delhi-based development and manufacturing diagnostic company. The kit can detect the spike as well as the nucleocapsid proteins of the SARS-CoV-2 virus with a high sensitivity of 97% and specifically of 99%. This is a best accuracy to detect the proteins of the SARS-CoV-2, or you can say the COVID or the Corona-19. The regulatory approval for the kit was given by the Drugs Controller General of India and the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and this kit will be launched in June 2021. June 2021, and the kit can give results in 75 minutes and has a shelf life of 18 months. It means you can use within 80 months, and even this can give the result in the 75 minutes, or you can say the 1 hour and the 15 minutes. So you have to just remember. And DRDO headquarters is in New Delhi. Don't confuse with the ISRO. DRDO headquarters is in New Delhi. ISRO headquarters is in Bengaluru, Karnataka. And DRDO chairman is Dr. G. Satish Reddy, and ISRO is K. Sivan. So remember these things. Now we can move to the next question, but remember these things. Microsoft announced the retirement of Internet Explorer in which year? That is the most important thing, because from the childhood we are using Internet Explorer. Now we are using maximally, you can say, the Microsoft Edge or the Google Chrome, but Internet Explorer from the childhood we are using. So now Microsoft announced the retirement of this Explorer, Internet Explorer, and in which year it will retire? It will retire in the mid of 2022. So answer of this question is A. And you can see here Microsoft had announced that its Internet Explorer 11 desktop application will retire and go out of support on the 15th of June 2022 for certain versions of Windows 10, and it will automatically go out of support by the end of 2022 for every type of the version. And Internet Explorer was launched in 1995. You have to remember this. This is most important. Examiner can ask this question, that it was launched in 1995. As I earlier discussed, that maximum students and the maximum educators are basically using you can say the Chrome or the Microsoft Edge. So Internet Explorer shares only you can say 3.8% of the desktop browser space, which is dominated by the Google Chrome by 70%. It means 70% of the people are using Google Chrome and 3.8% just using the Internet Explorer. So Microsoft has suggested that users can use the Internet Explorer mode found on the Edge. So that is the Microsoft Edge. So remember, Internet Explorer 11 will no longer be supported for the Microsoft online services like Office 365, OneDrive, Outlook, or the more things which are provided by the Microsoft. So remember these things. Now this is just a simple question. You have to just remember. Next question is, who wrote an autobiography Sach Kahun To? So you have to remember, because she is very famous actor and very versatile actor, Sach Kahun To. And this is an autobiography of very famous and versatile actor Neena Gupta ji. So remember, Indian actress and television director Neena Gupta's autobiography Sach Kahun To is set to be published by Penguin Random House, and it will be you can say released on the 14th of June 2021. 14th of June it will be released. And the book was written by Neena Gupta in 2020 during the lockdown, and now it is available for the pre-order. And in the book she shares her life story, details the life's many choices, big milestones in her life, and her battles against stereotypes then and now. So she won the National Film Award for the Best Supporting Actress for the Wo Chokri in 1994, but she is very versatile actor. Remember the name Neena Gupta, and her autobiography is Sach Kahun To. You can also see the cover page of this book, and you can see here the picture of Neena Gupta, and the name of autobiography is Sach Kahun To. So you can also remember the other book's name. I have to rub this, and here his first author name is Ramesh Kandula. Ramesh Kandula recently wrote a book which is known as Maverick Masiha. Maverick Masiha, basically a political biography of N.T. Ramarao. Remember N.T. Ramarao, very famous politician. Next is Shobha Thrur Srinivasan. She wrote a very famous book which is known as Prince with a Paintbrush. Basically, it is a story of Raja Ravi Verma, very famous painter. Next is Ivan Osnos. Again, very famous book because he wrote a life of the Joe Biden, and the name of the book is Joe Biden, American Dreamer. So he wrote a book about the Joe Biden. So remember these books are again very important, and under one question you learn about the 4 books. Now we can move to the next question. Which state announced Vatsalya Yojana for children orphaned due to the COVID-19? So remember the name of the scheme. Name of the scheme is Vatsalya Yojana, and this scheme is for the orphan children who have lost their parents due to the COVID-19, and this scheme is basically started by the Uttarakhand government. So answer of this question is C. And you can see here Uttarakhand government announced Vatsalya Yojana for children orphaned due to Corona. And guys, remember the scheme is scheduled to be implemented by the 30th of May 2021. 2021. And the state government proposed to make arrangement for their maintenance, education and training for employment for those orphan children up to the age of 21 years. And guys, remember, the state orphan children will be provided with the maintenance allowance of rupees 3000 per month. It means 3000 per month will be provided by the state government. And laws were made for the paternal property of those orphaned, that no one will have the right to sell their paternal property until they are adults. And the responsibility regarding this was vested with the district magistrate of the concerned district. So no one will have the right to sell their paternal property until they are adults, and the responsibility is given to the district magistrate of the concerned district. And 5% horizontal reservation in the state government will be provided under the jobs, and it was given under the scheme of the children whose parents have died due to the COVID-19. And guys, remember, Uttarakhand Chief Minister is Tirath Rawat. He was recently elected as a new Chief Minister of the Uttarakhand, and capital is Dehradun, and governor is Baby Rani Maurya. And there are very famous national parks in Uttarakhand. One is Rajaji National Park, very famous, guys. Next is Gangotri National Park is there, because Ganga is starting from the Gangotri, because Ganga's origin is Gangotri, and Gangotri lies at the head of the Uttarakhand. So that's why Gangotri National Park is in Uttarakhand. And there is very famous, the oldest national park of India, Jim Corbett National Park. Nanda Devi Biosphere Reserve is also there, one of the Biosphere Reserve of India. Rajaji is also there. Valley of Flowers National Park is also there. So I'm repeating again: Rajaji, Gangotri, Nanda Devi, Jim Corbett, and Valley of Flowers. So these are the most important national parks in the Uttarakhand. Now we can move to the next question. Who won 2021 Formula 1 Monaco Grand Prix? So the most important keyword here, it is the Formula 1 racing, and it is the Monaco Grand Prix. And it is in Monte Carlo. So guys, this is a very famous race because it was not won by the Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton was ranked on the 7th place. So guys, this is very disturbing thing that Lewis Hamilton was placed on the 7th place. And this race was won by very famous player, and in the maximum races, he was spotted on the 2nd position. But now he you can say finished on the 1st spot, and this player is Max Verstappen, and he belongs to which country? He belongs to Netherlands. So guys, remember, Netherlands. So answer of this question is Max Verstappen. So remember this, Max Verstappen finished first, and next is the Carlos Sainz. He finished on the 2nd spot, and 3rd position is the Lando Norris, but you don't have to remember 2nd or 3rd. You have to just remember the 1st place, Max Verstappen. And Lewis Hamilton is on the 7th rank. This is the most devastating thing in the life of the Lewis Hamilton, I think. It is my guess. And Max Verstappen wins Monaco Grand Prix, takes F1 title lead from the Hamilton. And you can also see here, this is the Max Verstappen first victory in the Monaco Grand Prix, and Max Verstappen also won the 2021 Emilia Romagna Grand Prix recently. So 2 races in 2021, and with this victory, Max Verstappen went to the top of 2021 F1 Drivers' Championship, overtaking Lewis Hamilton from the Great Britain, who finished 7th in the race. Remember, 7th in the race. And F1 Championship are organized by Federation International de Automobile, and you have to remember where is the headquarters of this organization. At headquarters is in Paris, France. So remember this. And next is the Australia's Jack Miller won the 2021 French MotoGP. In simple word, you can see, you can say that it is a motorcycle Grand Prix. So it is a motorcycle, and firstly we are talking about the Monaco Grand Prix. It was a car Grand Prix. So it is motorcycle, and it was won by the Jack Miller, and he belongs to which country? Australia. So you have to just remember this line, or you can just read this line, so that if question comes, then you can pick the right option. So remember this. This is most important thing. Monaco Grand Prix. It was not won by the Lewis Hamilton. It was won by the Max Verstappen. He belongs to which country? He belongs to Netherlands. Now we can move to the next question. Mahindra Rural Housing Finance and which payment bank made a partnership for a cash management solution? So first of all, Mahindra Rural Housing Finance is basically a subsidiary of Mahindra and Mahindra Financial Limited, and they tied up with the Post Payment Bank. Or you can say the Post Payment Bank, and they entered into a partnership for a cash management solution. And with the hint that the Post Payment Bank, it means I am talking about India Post Payment Bank. So answer of this question is D. So under this partnership, this India Post Payment Bank will be offering cash management and collection services to Mahindra Rural Housing Finance Limited through its access points and postal service providers. So Mahindra Home Finance, India Post Payment Bank tie up for the cash management solution. It means the cash management and collection services will be provided by the Post Payment Bank. And under this partnership, we already covered all the services will be provided by the India Post Payment Bank. And using this cash management service, this Mahindra Rural Housing Finance Limited customers could able to repay their monthly or the quarterly loan installments at 1.36 lakh post offices, because all are attached with this India Post Payment Bank. And India Post Payment Bank, large national network, has made the deployment of cash management solution to meet the requirement of this Mahindra Rural Housing Finance Limited. So guys, remember about India Post Payment Bank. It was set up under the Department of Post, Ministry of Communication, with 100% equity owned by the government of India. And this India Post Payment Bank was governed by the Reserve Bank of India, and it was licensed under the Section 22 of the Banking Regulation Act of 1949. So these are very, very important things which I told you. And don't remember about Mahindra Rural Finance Housing Finance Limited. Its headquarters in Mumbai, but otherwise don't remember. Remember India Post Payment Bank. This is important thing you have to remember, especially for the banking students. It was established in 2018 by the you can say the Ministry of Communication or Department of Post, and its headquarters is in New Delhi. Director and chairman is Shri P.K. Bisoi. So you can also remember MD and CEO is J. Venkataramu. This is important. J. Venkataramu. And its tagline is Aapka Bank, Aapke Dwar. Aapka Bank, your bank at your door. So this is the main tagline. Aapka Bank, Aapke Dwar. Now moving to next question. Which state launched Sanjeevani Parijojana home care initiative to treat COVID-19? So the most important keyword here is the name of the scheme, that is known as Sanjeevani Parijojana, and it is a home care initiative to treat the COVID-19 patients. So in simple word, you can say that it is to provide for supervised and quick medical care at home for people in the rural areas with mild to moderate symptoms of the COVID-19. And this state government is Haryana. Yesterday we also discussed one question about Haryana, that they provided the GST reimbursement who are basically donating something for the COVID-19 things like oxygen, ventilator, vaccination. If they are donating, then state government will reimburse their GST. So this is also started by the Haryana government. Haryana government also started to provide the loan, like which is known as COVID-19 loans. These loans are provided to those entities who are basically focusing for the you can say the generating things for the COVID-19, like again ventilators, again you can say the oxygen plants. So these loans are also provided by the Haryana government. So three things you have to remember: Sanjeevani Parijojana, second is GST reimbursement, and COVID-19 loan provided by the Haryana government. So you can see here, Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar ji launched Sanjeevani Parijojana for quick Medicare access at home. And this type of the scheme is also started by the Bihar government, which is known as the HIT, like home isolation tracking. This is started by the Bihar government, and it is to provide for supervised and quick medical care at home for the people in the rural areas, because now COVID-19 is basically spreading in the rural areas with mild to moderate symptoms of the COVID-19. So the pilot project is supported by the Deloitte company, but you don't have to remember the name, and the implementation of the initiative will begin from the Karnal district. Especially I am telling this for the Haryana students, that this scheme is started from the Karnal district of the Haryana, and the initiative will raise awareness about the second wave of the COVID-19 and ways to treat it. And an integrated command and control center for managing critical resources will be established, and critical resources like oxygen beds, oxygen supply will be provided through this integrated command and control center. And a COVID-19 hotline will also be set up, and it will support basic training and guidance of the COVID-19 patients will be set up. And around 200 medical you can say final year and the pre-final year students and interns will be mobilized for expanding the scope of medical device, because already center government announced that the final year and the pre-final year students can be used to treat the COVID-19 patients. And guys, remember recent related news, we already covered this point, that Haryana COVID emergency loan scheme for a new and old entrepreneurs, so that they can provide the things which are required for the COVID-19. So the loan is given by the Haryana government. So guys, remember about Haryana. Chief Minister is Manohar Lal Khattar, and Governor is Satya Narayan Arya, and there is very famous national park, that is Sultanpur National Park. Remember, Sultanpur National Park is also in Haryana. Now we can move to the next question. Next question, guys. Here is a very good picture, or very you can say illustrating picture. World Turtle Day, 23rd of May 2021, and the theme is Turtle Rocks. So this is just a fun day, so you have to just remember this is a Turtle Day, and this is celebrated annually on the 23rd of May to support the people to celebrate and protect the tortoises and the turtles and their habitat across the globe. So 23rd May 2021 marks the 21st World Turtle Day, and the theme is Turtle rocks. So there is one organization which is known as the American Tortoise Rescue. This organization was founded in 1990 and its headquarters is in California, United States of America. But you don't have to remember. I am just covering this question just to show the turtle's picture. Friends, always be happy like this turtle. So definitely you will succeed. Now we are moving to the important question section, and you have to provide us 700 plus likes. You have to subscribe this channel, and you have to share this video as maximum as possible. You can join our Telegram group from the description box link. So here is the first question in the important section. Which ministry launched a 6-month community-based inclusive development program on rehabilitation of Divyangjan? So the important keyword under this question, it is a rehabilitation of Divyangjan program, and it is started by Ministry of Social Justice. So remember, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment and Union Minister is Dr. Thawarchand Gehlot virtually launched the scheme, which is a 6-month community-based inclusive development program on the rehabilitation of Divyangjan. And this program will create trained manpower in identifying risk cases, or you can say apprising the parents, guardians about the nearest early intervention centers and guiding them for availing government benefits for the Divyangjan, which is provided by the center government or either by the state government. And you can see here 6-month CBID program, or you can say community based inclusive development program on rehabilitation for Divyangjan. And you can also see here program aims to create a pool of rehabilitation workers at the community level who can work alongside with the ASHA workers and the Anganwadi workers. And guys, remember, the course has been co-designed by Rehabilitation Council of India and the University of Melbourne. It means it is set up with the partnership of the Government of Australia and the India, and it was already started in 2018 by the partnership of both the governments. So initially the program will be available in English, Hindi and the 7 regional languages like Gujarati, Marathi, Telugu, Tamil and so other languages, but it will be provided in the 7 regional languages also. And the classes for the first batch of about 600 students in the first batch were expected to commence by the August 2021. So firstly 600 students will be trained, and the mode of training for this course will be provided offline as well as online, because offline due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And the National Board of Examination in Rehabilitation under the Rehabilitation Council of India will conduct examination and award certificates to pass out candidates. But don't remember these things, just remember it is for the Divyangjan students, or you can say the Divyangjan rehabilitation. So now we can move to the next question. Indian Olympian Shakti Majumdar passed away. He died, and he was associated with which game? So you have to just remember the name Shakti Majumdar. Second, he was Olympian, and he was associated with which game? He was very famous boxer. So guys, remember answer and remember the name of this person, Shakti or the Shakti Majumdar. And he belongs to which state? He belongs to West Bengal. So 3 things: one is name, second is state, third is the profession, or you can say if you know he's Olympian, then you have to remember the name of the game, that is boxer. And Shakti Majumdar had represented India in 1952 Helsinki Olympics in the men's flyweight event, and in this first fight he began you can say with the opponent of the Vietnam, and he beat this opponent of the Vietnam, and but he was defeated by the South Korean player in the next round. But you have to remember he was very famous boxer. Just remember the name, state and the profession. You can also see the picture of the Shakti Majumdar, but we are covering this question in the important section because very rare chances that this question will come. So now we can move to the next question, but it is from the picture. It is just information, not the question. Supreme Court E-Committee released manual for its free E-Court Services mobile application. That how the citizens can use this application. A manual is released by the Supreme Court, and it is released by the Supreme Court E-Committee, and who is the chairman, or you can say the chairperson of this E-Committee? Very famous Justice Dhananjaya Y. Chandrachud, or you can say many people know his name, Justice Chandrachud. He was also tested recently COVID-19 positive. And free E-Court Services mobile application is provided under the 14 regional languages, guys. And the manual provides explanation about the feature of the application for the easy understanding of the common man. And Justice Y. Chandrachud, Judge Supreme Court of India and the chairperson of E-Committee, released this manual. And guys, remember, the E-Court Service mobile application is an electronic case management tool which was launched in 2017 and it serves as a source of information for the judicial delivery system, lawyers, litigants, police, government agencies, and common citizens. So by using this application, the stakeholders can get access to complete case details such as the case number, filing numbers, party name, FIR number, advocate detail, case status, and the cause list. So these are provided through this application by the Supreme Court, and this is very good initiative by the E-Committee of the Supreme Court. And remember, chairperson of this E-Committee is Dhananjay or D.Y. Chandrachud, very famous person. Now, moving to next section, it is our one-liner important point. Here is the first point, and it is not so much important. Platyceps josephi, new species of racer snake discovered from the Tuticorin in Tamil Nadu. So, the Platyceps josephi has distinct white bands on its body and irregular white spots in its head, and it is a very, you can say, rare river snake, and it is found in the Tuticorin, Tamil Nadu. And the new species, Platyceps josephi is basically named after the herpetologist Naveen Joseph. So you have to just remember or just read this name. It is a basically snake, racer snake. And 51st edition of the virtual IHGF of Delhi Fair 2021 held from May 12 to 23rd, but it was held virtually. So guys, you have to just remember that this fair is basically related to Export Promotion Council of Handicrafts, IHGF, Export Promotion Council for Handicrafts, and it means Indian Handicraft and Gift Fair. Indian Handicraft and Gift Fair. It is organized by this organization, Export Promotion Council for Handicrafts, and it is the India's largest virtual fair in the home, fashion, lifestyle, textile, and the furniture sector. So just remember, it is held in New Delhi. Next, Biocon and its ex-official was fined rupees 14 lakh by violating market norms by the SEBI. So it is Biocon, and very famous company, guys, Biocon. And you can say the older officials was fined rupees 14 lakh rupees. So 14 lakh rupees, that is a huge amount. And Narendra Chirmule is facing rupees 5 lakh. He was the ex-employee of the, you can say, Biocon, and he was fined rupees 5 lakh for the trading in the company security when the trading window was closed and violated provisions for prohibiting of insider trading norms. And Biocon is also facing a penalty of rupees 9 lakh rupees for violating various provisions of norms and regulations of the SEBI. So you have to just remember the name of the company, Biocon. Next, Gautam Adani becomes Asia's second richest man, Bloomberg's billionaire index. So we covered this question when Elon Musk shifted to the third position, and Bernard Arnault becomes the second, you can say, the richest person all over the world according to the Bloombergs. But now again in today's time, again Elon Musk is on the second position. So it is just changing. So you have to just remember, Gautam Adani become the second richest person in the Asia, because on the Bloomberg's billionaire index he ranked on the 14th position, and Mukesh Ambani ranked on the 13th position. Mukesh Ambani ranked on the 13th and Gautam Adani ranked on the 14th position. So you have to remember this. Asia's richest person is Mukesh Ambani and second richest person is Gautam Adani. Next is Anatole Kolinet Mokoso, appointed as the Prime Minister of Congo. So if you want to remember, you can, but otherwise no need to just remember. It is just a readable news. You can just read the name. That is Anatole Kolinet Mokoso become the new Prime Minister of which country? New Prime Minister of Congo. And guys, you can also remember about Congo. Congo's capital is Brazzaville. 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 Currency is Central African CFA franc. Next is ex-Atomic Energy Commission Chairman and Padam Shri awardee Shri Kumar Banerjee passed away. So you have to just remember the name. Chairman is Shri Kumar Banerjee, and he dies due to heart attack in Mumbai. And but Shri Kumar Banerjee was awarded with Padam Shri in 2005 for his services in the field of science, and he was also won the Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award in 1989. He served as the chairman of Atomic Energy Commission, and he was also the secretary of Department of Economic Energy. He also served as the director of Baba Atomic Research Center. This is a huge position which he held, director of the Baba Atomic Research Center. So you have to just remember the name Shri Kumar Banerjee. Now we can move to the question of the day. What was the question of 23rd and 24th of May? Question was, what is the duration for which RBI makes the ways and mean advances to the state government? So ways and mean advances are basically issued by the RBI to the central government as well as to the state government, and according to time it can vary. But the limit is just to return the money within 90 days, and the rate of interest is repo rate. But after 90 days, if there is an overdraft facility, then the RBI will charge repo rate plus 2% more than the repo rate. So it will be the interest rate which is charged by the RBI. So the initial time period on the repo rate is 90 days. So answer of this question is C. So now we are moving to the question of the day. Question of the day is, what amount of gold RBI needs to maintain under the minimum reserve system? Very simple question and the most important question. And you have to just tell me in the comment box, and you have to also tell me the breakup of this minimum reserve system, that how much they have to reserve in the gold and how much they have to reserve in the foreign currency. I'm waiting your answer. So guys, please provide 700 plus likes. Please subscribe this channel if you're new on this platform, and I'm requesting you, please share this video as maximum as possible and press this bell button so that you can receive the notification on time. And it is my personal promise that if you're watching the videos regularly and if you're reading the current affairs from the PDF, your current affairs section will go strong. And 90 to 95% current affairs are covered by Affairs Cloud, which are covering your exam. So that's why you have to subscribe our PDFs. You have to download our application from the description box link, and you can subscribe for 1 year as well as for 2 years, and you can get extra 10% discount if you use this code ASH10. And guys, don't take life so much serious. Life is fun, and always be happy. Always be happy. Happiness is the key of success. And today we show an image of happiness turtle, and or you can say the happy turtle. So by this image you can always be happy. Thank you guys. Take care and bye bye.